Hello, everybody. It's Wolfang here. It is October 31st. Happy Halloween for all the little ones out there, but I'm sure they don't watch my channel. But I enjoyed Halloween when I was a kid. It was fun. Even when I was younger, when we would do the bar scenes and that, you dress up and go to the bar and try to win the best costume contest. It was fun. But I want to share this article that I saw earlier today. The FBI did put a new warning out today. So let me stumble through the words. It says Wray warns of increased terrorist threat. Says U.S. is in a dangerous period. FBI Director Christopher Wray, if I'm saying his name right, said Tuesday, today, this came out, the war between Israel and Hamas has led to a spike in threats against the United States, warning that we are in a dangerous period as various terrorist groups look to leverage the conflict for their own causes. The threat of international terrorism in the U.S. had largely subsided in recent years, particularly since the defeat of the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. But senior American officials say Hamas' deadly October 7th attack on Israel has created a new dynamic with dangerous implications at home and abroad. The reality is that the terrorism threat has been elevated throughout 2023, but the ongoing war in the Middle East has raised the threat of an attack against Americans in the United States to a whole other level. Wray said in a testimony before the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee. Hamas attack, which killed some 1,400 people in Israel, will serve as an inspiration, the likes of which we haven't seen since ISIS launched its so-called caliphate years ago. He said the FBI has no evidence of imminent threat from a foreign terrorist group, excuse me, but he noted that since Hamas attacked on Israel, Al-Qaeda has issued its most specific call for violence against the U.S. in years, while the Islamic State has urged its followers to target Jewish communities in the United States and Europe. Israel-Gaza conflict is being used in extremist propaganda. Christopher Abizidi, that's not how he say it, but I'm not trying. The director of the National Counterterrorism Center told lawmakers that the Israel-Hamas war has featured in messaging and propaganda since October 7th. We've seen it from Al-Qaeda affiliates, almost every single one of them. She told lawmakers, referring to terrorist groups in the Mideast and Africa with its ties to Al-Qaeda. We've also seen it from ISIS, which isn't ideologically aligned with a group like Hamas, but is still leveraging this current conflict to try to sow the kind of violence, bring adherence to its cause in a kind of expletive way. On the home front, Wray said the biggest concern for the FBI and this violent extremists, including people inspired by foreign terrorist groups, and that's important, people inspired by this crap, but also domestic violent and extremist will draw inspiration from the ongoing conflict to carry out attacks against Americans. We've seen that already with the individual we arrested last week in Houston who'd been studying how to build bombs and posted online about his support for killing Jews, Ray said. And with this tragic killing of a 6-year old Muslim boy in Illinois in what we're investigating as a federal hate crime, which it should be a hate crime. I heard about that. That man that stabbed that 6-year old boy to death, nah. But Ray said he's also concerned about traditional formal terrorist organizations like Al Qaeda, ISIS, or Hezbollah potentially carrying out strikes in the U.S. We are not currently tracking an immediate credible threat for a foreign terrorist organization, a structured attack here, or something like that. But it is something that we think heightened vigilance is warranted for, he said. It is time to be concerned, he said. We are in a dangerous period. At the same time, he urged Americans not to be intimidated. This is not time for panic, but it is time for vigilance, he said. We shouldn't stop conducting our daily lives, going to schools, houses of worship, and so forth, but we should be vigilant. Iran and its proxies, El-Bizid said, sorry, the U.S. has no intelligence that indicates Iran or its proxies, most notably the Lebanese militia group Hezbollah, had any foreknowledge of Hamas' October the 7th attack. But she said the U.S. remains focused on Iranian activities and those of its allies, targeting American interests since the war broke out. She noted that the militia groups aligned with Tehran have conducted 24 attacks against American forces in Iraq and Syria. Despite those strikes, she said Washington doesn't believe Iran currently is interested in escalating the conflict. Now, do you really believe that or not? We assess Iran, Hezbollah, and their linked proxies are trying to collaborate their activity, avoiding actions that would open up a concentrated second front with the U.S. or Israel while still exacting cost in the midst of the current conflict. So this was put out today by the FBI, dated October 31st, 2023 at 2:14 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So like I said, and a lot of other YouTubers, preppers, whatever, it's constantly, pay attention to your surroundings. I say that all the time. I do, I hate to say it, but something else. We're going to have another 9/11 here. We're letting all these people cross the border, all the shit that's going on overseas right now, and like in the statement, this just brings, look at the rallies that are going in New York and these college students that are, just it's getting to the point. Pay attention. Pay attention. You you know, I wear a camo type shirt sometimes, and sometimes I'm like, you know what? I wonder, I wonder what other people think when I'm wearing it. But I don't care. I'm not going to stop wearing it. I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud that I was in the military. and somebody wants to fuck with me, let them fuck with me. That's all I'm going to say. So I wanted to share this report. This is my spam report for Halloween. I hope everybody has a good Tuesday evening. If you're passing out candy, make sure you pass some good shit out. Don't be cheap. Although I did see that candy went up, what was it, like 30% because of the cost of sugar? So, and another thing I saw, our U.S. Air Force, if you want to join the Air Force, they raised the age limit. You can be 42 years old now if you want to join the Air Force. So, just saying, this is Wolfang. Blessed be. Have a great evening, and I will chat with you all later. Bye.